Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Sunny, Sam, and Gladys. In some ways, this scene didn't make a lot of sense, right? Like, Sam, you know, first of all, Gladys is just lying like there is no tomorrow. I mean, she is just like in this mode of, let me just tell these lies and hopefully this man will just sit there and believe me from, Cody and Sam are hooking up behind Dante's back to, everything else under the sun. And Sam is not there looking at Sonny like, oh, come on, don't sit there and tell me that you actually believe this. Don't tell me that you're not there buying any of this stuff, right? And Sonny is doing like the most slowest interrogation scene. I'm like, y'all really want to sit there and milk the living hell out of this whole scene with Sonny. Sam breaks into, Gladys's house, Sasha's place, and she tries to get, Gladys to do the right thing. And I'm just like, so let me get this straight. Because there was people that was sitting there thinking that there was some sort of ulterior plan, like, they were going to sit there and catch they were going to sit there and catch the doctor and act. And that's the reason why Sasha decided to trust Gladys to do the right thing. And I'm sitting there like, I hope that's not the case. Because, I hope that's the case. Because if it's not, all four of them just look like a giant pair of jackasses, right? And so when Sam actually broke in, and she's sitting down or whatever, she's like, listen, you need to sit there and do the right thing and help her out. I'm just like, what? Like, what are you doing? My whole thing was like, why didn't Sam just talk to Sonny to begin with and try to get him on this whole thing, since trying to appeal to Gladys's, better nature or better angels or whatever didn't work the first time with Sasha? What the hell makes you think it's going to work with you? Oh, she likes you less than she likes whatever. Anyway, we go through this long, slow interrogation process, and towards the end, he's like, I got one question for you. How do you plan on leaving? Yeah, I know you've been sniffing stealing from Sasha. You're not going anywhere at this point. And I'm just like, okay, cool. So now we're getting to the interrogation. Oh wait, it's 3:55. Yeah, I think that's not time. That's it. And that's why I sit there and say it's the most slowest interrogation that I've seen Sonny just have with someone. Kevin and Laura. You know, this is one of those things where it's like Kevin tries to instill some logic into Laura, and Laura is just, well, she's just acting on emotions at this point. There's no other way to sit there and put it. She wants to sit there and try to find Nicholas, and she's sitting there trying to plan her next place to sit there and try to look for him. And Kevin's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Listen, the best outcome that we had was that Nicholas is alive. But here's the thing, though. He doesn't want to be found. She's sitting there talking about redemption. She's all about, she feels guilty for the way he was brought up, him leaving her. Her leaving him, when she was captive and everything. So, she's guilt-ridden about that. And he's like, yo, listen, he put it plain and simple. He was like, if he's not going to come back for his children, what makes you pretty much think he's going to come back for you? Like, why would he? He has money. He can sit there and disappear for a long time. He's practically just like, how long do you plan on sitting there doing this for? So she heard all the facts and everything like that. And she's like, I still want to look for him. And then she had the audacity to sit there and call up Jordan, talking about, so how's poor Charles doing? And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm just like, yeah, they need to sit there and get her out of office fast. They need to sit there and get Laura out of office as fast as possible. In the beginning, I was like, when they first tried to sit there and boot her, I was like, nah, I think that's kind of messed up or whatever. Now I'm just like, yeah, I don't think that was probably a bad idea. Um, Kevin's need to talk about he can move some stuff around and send his patients to other doctors and stuff like that. I'm just like, bro, I don't know if you're gonna have a job when you come back because I'm just like, bro, at this point, why should they even actually bother to rehire you or whatever? It's like you're going globetrotting with your wife for some pretty much fool's errand, and he's just assuming that he's gonna have a job when he comes back. I'm like, wow, okay. So she's about to sit there and get ready to go to London. She gets a call from Valentine, and Valentine is like, listen, Charlotte's she's in trouble, whatever, and she needs your help. So, at this point, she's like, all right, let me go back to Port Charles. Um, I'm just like, okay. I mean, granted, I know that she's been doing a lot of this stuff because, the actress went on vacation, yada, yada, yada. But I'm just like, bro, he doesn't want to be found. He has money and resources. He can go as long as he can disappear as long as he wants to. Um, you're not doing anything by trying to go after him. He clearly doesn't want to be found. He doesn't give a damn about his own children. What are you doing at this point? Like, I'm sorry, it doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. Anyway, she's coming back to Port Charles. Um, now this long whole scene with Valentine and Martin Gray just simply comes down to Martin is there to have some backup plans in case Charlotte gets in trouble. Um, as far as like the law and stuff like that, the fire is the biggest one. The other stuff is just, vandalism and breaking and entering or whatever, which is bad, but the fire, that's kind of the biggie right there. Um, so he's just there to sit there and provide counsel for any backup and anything that may come up that may be discovered and stuff. Valentine pretty much just kind of admit that for the most part he's just been a absentee dad at this point. Just not really to taking care of business, taking care of Charlotte and stuff. Meanwhile, Jordan asks in a very important question. She's pretty much just like, you're supposed to be the super spy or whatever, and now you're walking around with bodyguards? Like, really? And I think she said something about how she's unnerved or something like that. I don't know. But all they pretty much do is just catch up. And then, of course, they talk about Valentine. And, she's, at this point, she's like, yeah, I think it's time for me to sit there and get some answers from him. I'm like, now is time? How long have you been sitting there sleeping around this guy, sleeping next to this guy, not trusting this guy? But now we want to sit there and get some answers. Okay, Anna, yeah, that makes sense. Let's sleep with a guy. Let's spend the night with a guy. Let's sleep in the same bed as a guy that you do not trust because that makes sense to you. Yeah. Okay. So Sasha's in Ferncliff. Janice is just an absolute moron on every conceivable level. She is just a moron, right? She's all talking about, oh, we're going to sit there and miss you, doctor, and stuff like that. And, just praising this guy. And, granted, she doesn't know better to some extent, but I'm also just like, Sasha just sit there and tell you that this dude was up to no good. He was doing stuff to her without her consent. And this dumbass is just sit there just praising this guy. I'm just like, what? Anyway, he made up some sort of phony story or whatever, so this way he can get um, past Janice or whatever, so he can go in the room and, shoot her up with God knows what to sit there and pretty much kill her, right? So he gets in the room, they struggle for a little bit, he's about to sit there and inject her, and then the door opens up. Now, at this point, I'm going to safely assume it's Cody. I'm going to assume that it's Cody. I mean, I don't think it'll be Dante. It could be Dante, but I feel like it's going to be Cody. The Cody's going to be the one that's going to sit there and save her. Um, man, I'm just sitting there thinking about what Sam was sitting there saying to Gladys. as far as like how would Brando feel, knowing what you're sitting there doing, knowing what you're sitting there doing to Sasha. And the stare was just like that wasn't enough to sit there and snap her out of what she's doing. Like she is so self-centered that she's practically about to sit there and go to another continent at this point. Even after the stuff that Sam said, it was like it wasn't enough to convince her to do the right thing. And I'm just like, wow, you are. I was like, you are way, you are way too far gone for redemption at this point. You are way past that. There's no way you could sit there and redeem a character at that point. I mean, to be fair, I felt like they couldn't redeem that character even from get go when she practically, betrayed her own son for Cyrus. So, if anyone was sitting there thinking that chick could be redeemed, yeah, I don't know. Just no. Anyway, I feel that that's pretty much about it. I can't think of anything else that wound up happening, but as I always sit there and say, if I forgot anything, come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows, mine are, GA's days, and of course, B&B. And if you're not a member, make sure you hit the join button in the description box below. Yesterday, me and DC, we had a really good conversation. That is DC Stop Sanctuary. We was getting into a lot of things. We started talking about some relationships and stuff, and it was actually pretty good. It was pretty deep. So if you are not a member, you definitely want to sit there and join just to listen to those conversations alone. Or that particular conversation was really good. So definitely check it out by hitting the join button in the description box below. With that being said, I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next video.